Good evening, everyone. Welcome to MBA Karo. So, MHCT is just a few days away, and today we are going to have a marathon revision session for Quant, in which we will cover different kinds of questions and learn the techniques to be applied in different kinds of questions wherever possible. So, watch this video to boost your preparation for the examination so that you get learnings from it and are able to perform well on the day of the examination. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media platforms. In case you wish to take our MHCT mocks, we have slashed the prices for the mocks. They are available for just for 300. The link is given in the description of this video. So we have 10 full length mocks for MHCT on our website. So let's start. Let's start with one of the topics of quant, which is on the easy side. And typically, you should not take more than 30 seconds to solve a number series question. Okay, so number series, like you may get 5 questions or may not necessary, but typically, if you get number series based questions, these are some things that are easy pickings in the examination. So here's the first question. You need to find the missing term in this series. So we have 15, 34, 57, 86, a missing number and 170. So what would be the missing number in this series? Please type your answer in the comments. See, whenever you have a number series, whether it is missing number or wrong number series, so first thing that you should look for is like, is there any product angle? Like product in the sense that like into two times, into two nahi ho raha hai, right? Into two, nothing like that, right? So that product thing is not matching. So you should look for two things: product or difference. So product thing is not matching. Now let's take the difference. The difference is 90. The difference is 23. The difference is 29. Okay. Now we have two numbers that are missing. Okay. Now, if you see, if you further see, this difference is 4, this difference is 6. So let us see that this the double difference is increasing by 2. So let us put the next double difference as 8. So the difference would be 37. So 86 plus 37 will give us 123. Okay, is it one of the options? Yes. Now we will verify it further, right? So next double difference will be 10. So this difference will be 47. 123 plus 47 is 170, which is correct at its place. So the answer is 123. So अगर like product नहीं होगा तो difference लो, difference double difference. Okay, double difference का कोई ना कोई pattern बनेगा. You will be able to solve the series. Okay, all right, next question. Now this is 60, a number missing, and 63.6, 70.8, 99.6, 243.6. So you need to find the missing number. इसमें बताना है क्या मिसिंग नंबर होगा. देखो, वी हैव दिस टेंडेंसी, वी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम लेफ्ट टू राइट. ठीक है, पहले तो सबसे पहले आप नंबर लिख लो. नाउ वन थिंग टू नोट हियर इज ऑल नंबर्स आर इन पॉइंट. सो व्हेनेवर वी सी नंबर्स इन डेसिमल्स वी गेट फ्राइटेड. मतलब हमें लगता है कि डेसिमल में करेंगे, सबट्रैक्ट करना है. सो वी कैन मेक इट लाइक दिस, रिमूव द डेसिमल पार्ट. ठीक है, so treat the numbers like this and make it 600. So take it like 600, a number missing, then 636, 708. Okay, then we have 996 and 2436. Okay, Now product वाला कुछ ऐसा दिख रहा है नहीं, because it is roughly one time only, right? It is one point something, one point something, and then again slight increase, right? Now if you take the difference, if you get this difference, 243 minus 99, 144, so this is the difference. This to this number is 288. Here to here we have 72 as the difference. Now these two differences are like pending, right? These two differences are pending. Now if you notice this, 72 into 4 is 288, and 288 into 5 is 1440. So by this logic यहाँ पे into 3 होना चाहिए, right? So into 3, what into 3 is 72, 24 into 3 is 72, यहाँ पे into 2 होना चाहिए, and 12 into 2 is 24, right? So 600 plus 12, 612 मैच कर रहा है, इसमें 24 ऐड करोगे 636 मैच कर रहा है, सो बाकी सीरीज तो अपनी सही है, ये मिसिंग नंबर था, सो इट विल बी 612 और 61.2 विल बी द आंसर. सो टिपिकली इन अ नंबर सीरीज आइदर प्रोडक्ट बन रहा होगा या फिर डिफरेंस, उसका डबल डिफरेंस कोई पैटर्न बन रहा होगा, यू विल बी एबल टू spot that. So in most cases you will be able to spot the series, and the best thing is to attempt those questions fast. If you are unable to identify the logic, just avoid the series. ठीक है? So typically 30 seconds के अंदर सीरीज बन जाती है, थोड़े बहुत अगर क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस किए, नहीं तो छोड़ देना है. Okay, so now here the number is missing, so we will see the series from this side. 283, then we have 407, 470, 496, and 503. Okay, so this is an easy one. I expect all of you to answer this question. Answer fast. If you're targeting JB, then you should be able to do such series based questions within 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds से ज़्यादा एक series के question में नहीं लगना चाहिए, because the word problems will definitely take time to solve, and if you get, let us say, 5-6 series based questions, that should be done within 2 to 3 minutes. If you are unable to identify the logic in one or two of the questions, then avoid that question. So what is the answer that you are getting for this? So product wise कुछ ऐसा product तो नहीं लग रहा है, राइट? प्रोडक्ट देख के लग जाता है कि हाँ 1.5 टाइम्स है, 2 टाइम्स है, 3 टाइम्स है, 4 टाइम्स है, एक्सेट्रा. सो इफ यू सी द डिफरेंस इज 7, द डिफरेंस इज 26, द डिफरेंस इज 63, द डिफरेंस इज 124. ओके, पैटर्न दिख रहा है. दिस इज 2 क्यूब माइनस 1, 3 क्यूब माइनस 1, 4 क्यूब माइनस 1, 5 क्यूब माइनस 1. सो यहाँ पे क्या आना चाहिए? 6 क्यूब माइनस 1, विच इज 215, right? 215 is a subtract color, you will get 68 as the answer. Okay, got 68. Okay, easy one. Now answer this question. Twenty-five, 100, 256, 476, 745, and this is the missing number. Now first see कि product से कुछ बन रहा है, like if you are able to multiply with some particular number to get a number, ऐसा कुछ बन रहा है. Any pattern that you can figure out? प्रोडक्ट से नहीं बन रहा तो डिफरेंस लो. दिस डिफरेंस इज 75, 156. Okay, then you will get 220, then it is 269. Okay, ये missing है, right? Now what we will do is we will take double difference, right? So single difference से नहीं बना, double difference if you take, this is 81, this is 64, this is 49. So 9 square, 8 square, 7 square, next difference is 36, right? So 36 means 305 and 305 इसमें ऐड करो 1050. So answer is 1050. Okay, so 1050 is the right answer. Now watch this series. This is interesting. So 300, a number is missing, 148, 221, 441, 1101. Now, apart from the previous ones, which were all difference based, इसमें कुछ ratio दिख रहा है. Ratio कैसे दिख रहा है? See, avoid this. Look from this side. If you see, this is into 2 times. अगर closely देखो 1.5 times है. Closely देखोगे into 2.5 times है. Right? अब actual निकाल लेते हैं. Easiest of this is this. 221 into 2 is 442. Right? We have subtracted 1 from it. 148 into 1.5. Right? 148 into 1.5 करना है, इसका डबल ले लो, हाफ ले लो. 74 into 3, that is 222. इससे -1 किया. So basically it is 1.5 times -1 into 2 -1. अभी आपको वेरीफाई नहीं करना है क्योंकि आपको दो जगह दिख गया, so it will be बड़े नंबर पे मल्टीप्लाई मत करो, right? So this is 1.5 times. Here it should be into 1 minus 1. Here it will be 0.5 minus 1. So 300 into 0.5 is 150 minus 1 is 149. 149 into 1 is 149 minus 1 is 148, which is already correct. So the missing number is 149. Okay, easy. सो नंबर सीरीज से जो हमने 5 क्वेश्चन किए, दैट शुड बी डन इन 2 मिनट्स. अगर आप जेबीआईएमएस, आपका ड्रीम जेबीआईएमएस है, सो यू शुड नॉट बी टेकिंग मोर देन 2 मिनट्स टू अटेम्प्ट 5 क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, सो प्रोवाइडेड यू मस्ट हैव प्रिपेयर्ड वेल फॉर दीस एग्जाम. सो इनमें से कोई भी ऐसा नहीं था जो डिफिकल्ट था, ऑल वर क्वाइट इजी वंस. ओके, ऑलराइट. सो नाउ लेट्स डू अरिथमेटिक क्वेश्चंस. So try to answer them fast. I expect that within 1 minute your answers should be in the comments. Okay, so if you keep your expectations high, you should be prepared to that level as well. Okay, बहुत ज़्यादा complicated question नहीं है, simple like arithmetic based question है. If P, Q and R can complete a work together in 16 4 by 11 hours and P and Q working together can complete the same work in 20 hours, how many hours will R take to complete 60% of the work? So there are three people, P, Q and R. So they have given the time taken by all of them together and by P and Q together. So you have to find for R. So P, Q, R 16 4 by 11. 16 4 by 11 को ले लेते हैं. 11 into 16 is 176. 180 by 11. Okay. So they are taking 180 by 11 hours and these are taking 20 hours. इन दोनों का LCM ले लेते हैं. What is the LCM of these two? LCM, whenever there is a number in fraction, right? Remember that LCM is LCM of numerator upon HCF of denominator. So work we will put as 180 hours, 180 units. Okay, work is 180 units. So when P, Q and R are working, right? They are doing 180 divided by 180 by 11. मतलब इसको आपको mentally कर लेना है, ऐसे लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. 11 units. Okay, and when P and Q are working, they are doing 9 units. Okay, so that means R is doing 2 units in a day, right? R is doing 2 units, so R will take how much time? R will take 90 days to complete the work. He has to complete 60% of the work, so 90 or 60%, we get the answer as 54 days. Okay, it was just about taking the fractions. The 180 by 11 को कैसे आप LCM में convert करके number of units निकालोगे, that was the key here. And that's it, question is done. The average cost price of two items A and B is 1350. When A is sold at 10% profit and B is sold at 20% profit, the combined profit is 420. Determine the selling price of item B if it were sold at a 40% profit. So there are two items A and B. Their average cost price is 1350. A is sold at 10% profit and B 20% profit. Total profit is given. You have to tell the selling price of item B if it was sold at 40% profit. ये basic question and these are not very advanced questions, right? And like these are the kind of questions you typically get in the quant section. It is about the speed that you maintain, and the faster you are at solving questions, the more you can score. सो एवरेज कॉस्ट दिया, तो टोटल कॉस्ट कितना हो जाएगा, इसका डबल हो जाएगा. CP of A plus B is 2700. Okay. Now A is sold at 10% profit or B को 20% profit. Right. So let us say instead of taking their cost price as A and B, let us take 10A and 10B. 10A plus 10B is 2700 and what 10% profit and B is sold at 20% profit. So इसमें profit कितना हो गया A and इसका profit है 2B 20%, right? The profit is 420. Now what we need to find? We need to find the selling price of B. So basically cost price भी निकालना पड़ेगा. So what we will do? We will eliminate A. So multiply this equation by 10. So we will get 10A plus 20B is equal to 4200 and 10A plus 10B as 2700. Easy. 10B will get as 1500. So B का price कितना हो गया? B का price is 1500 and it is sold at 40% profit. 40% of 1500 is 600. So the selling price is 2100. Okay, fairly simple, easy equations. I mean, could be done without even using pen. I mean, if you can mentally solve these equations, like 10 times, you can calculate in your head that it will be 4200 minus this is 1500. That will be 10B. You do not have to write equations every time. Okay, next question. Arjun invested rupees 1,50,000 in a business. Binod invested rupees Y more than Arjun. After 4 months, Binod withdrew 40% of his investment. If the annual profit was 51,700 with Binod's share being 24,200, calculate the value of Y. Partnership based question. Partnership is standard question type. So Arjun invested 1,50,000 of his investment, and the annual profit is 51,700, and Vinod's share is 24,200 out of it. Now let us learn how to do this kind of question fast. Okay, अगर actual calculation से करोगे तो like it takes time to do this. Okay, so what we can do is forget rupees y more. ठीक है, अब हम क्या करते हैं, ऐसा वेरिएबल लेते हैं so that our calculation becomes easy. Okay, so instead of saying y more, so we have a and b, right? Up, first of all, let us break it into some thousands, like all values are in thousands. ठीक है, सारे thousands में values हैं, options भी सारे thousand में दिए हैं. So इसको ले लेते हैं, a का investment ले लेते हैं 150, और बी का इन्वेस्टमेंट ले लेते हैं 100x. ओके, 100x इज बेसिकली 1,50,000 प्लस y rupees. ओके, सो सिंपल हम ले लेते हैं. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज, after 4 months Vinod withdrew 40% of his investment, right? So he is for 12 months, right? And he is for 4 months, this is for 4 months, and for 8 months it is sorry 8 8, right? Now you will get 1800, and this is 400x and 480, 880x. Now what is the ratio of profit? This is 51,700, below this 24,200. So 517 is total, and B is getting a profit of 242. So when you subtract, you will get for A as 275. Okay, so 275 for A and B as 242. Any common factor that you can get? थोड़ा सा इसमें कट पिट करेंगे. So that is equal to 275 by 242, right? Now if you notice, it is a multiple of 11, 25 and 22. 25, 22. 22 into 4 is 88. So 40x हो जाएगा, right? And 25, like when you have to divide by 25. So basically, we can bring x, we have to ultimately find x is equal to, when you bring x this side, 25 will come down. So 1800 by 40 into 25, which is 1.8, right? 1.8. So 1.8 basically क्या होगा? Like, see, we are dealing with like we are taking 100x, right? So x is 1.8, 100x will be 180, 100x 180, right? 180 means this person is investing 1,80,000. He is investing 1,80,000 rupees y more, so he is investing 30,000 more. If you do it that way, if you take 1,50,000 plus y, you will get a complicated variable. Like आपको यहाँ पे कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वेरिएबल लेना पड़ेगा, 1,50,000 प्लस वाई इंटू 4 इंटू 8 ऐसे करके करोगे, फिर आप उसका 60% निकालोगे. सो बेटर देन दैट, जस्ट डू दिस वे. ओके, इंटू 12 इंटू 4 इंटू 8. Okay, to two parts, and then add it, take the ratio, you get the answer. Initially, the length and breadth of a rectangle are in the ratio 3:2. If the length is increased by 25% and the breadth remains constant, the area of the rectangle increases by 24 square meters. What is the perimeter of the rectangle after the length is increased? So we are given the ratio of length and breadth of the rectangle, and we are increasing the length of the rectangle. Seems that you are not well prepared for the examination. Not many of you responding the answers. Okay, so let's see this question again. Length and breadth. Okay, now let us learn that how should you take the variables in the right manner. Okay, हम क्या करते हैं, लेंथ और ब्रेथ को 3:2 ले लेते हैं, 3x 2x लेते हैं. Now when it is increased by 25%, I'll tell you the techniques how to do such questions very fast. Okay, 25% increase means one fourth increase. Okay, one fourth increase कर रहे हो something, that means it should be a multiple of 4. If you take a multiple of 4, so instead of 3x and 2x, let us take 12x and 8x. Okay. So if you increase by one fourth, the new length will be 15x, breadth will be, this is old, this is new, right? Now what was old area? It was 96x, and this is, if the length is increased by one fourth, okay, and the breadth remains constant. Okay, so increase, if you see, this is 120x, isn't it? So 120x, the increase is like, sorry, 120x square, that will be the area. It is saying that the area of the rectangle increases by 24. So this is 24. So x is equal to 1. X is 1. Now it is saying perimeter of the rectangle after length is increased. So perimeter कितना हो गया? 23 plus 2 times of 15x plus 8x. Okay, so that is equal to 46x, which is 46. Now even if you did not calculate x, just see this, जो हमने 12x और 8x लिया, तो हमारी length और width क्या आ गई? 15x and 8x. Okay, so as per this, the perimeter is 46x. Forget the value of x. So if it is 46x, तो multiple होगा ना 46 का. Other numbers are not multiples of 46. So without even calculating x also, you could have answered this question. Okay, so things which look a bit lengthy are simple provided you take the right set of variables. जैसे हमने previous question partnership में भी देखा, the way a normal person would do, it would appear complicated, right? You will take 1,50,000 plus y. Why to take y separately? Like take his total investment 100x and solve it. And find the value of x. तो आपका निकल गया उसकी investment कितनी है? Find the difference that person is using. Similarly here, we were using 3:2. So increase by 25% means 25% is one fourth. One fourth increase, so take a multiple of 4. So ratio जो 3:2 ही है ना. So that makes question solving easy. A 180 liter mixture of water and milk contains 25% water. After 60 liter of the mixture are removed, x liters of water and 5x liters of milk are added. If the resulting mixture is 23 1/3% water, find the value of x. Again, we will see a simple way to solve this particular question. सो ऐसे देखते कैसे कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, सी, नो मैटर हाउ मच यू आर रिमूविंग, ठीक है, the portion will remain same. Like if it is 25% water, it will contain 25% water only. Like if you remove 10 liters, if you remove 20 liters, 80 liters, any quantity if you remove from the original mixture, वो ratio वही रहेगा. ठीक है, so when you remove 60 liters from it, so 120 liter is remaining. Right? 120 में water and milk, 25% is water. So milk Total is 120. Water is 25% or one fourth. Water is 30 and milk is 90 after removal. Okay, so no need to find initial quantity and subtract how much is removed, because no matter how much you remove, it will remain in the same percentage. So 25% is water. Okay, so this is water. Now, after this x liters of water and 5x liter of milk are added to it, right? अब क्या दिया? 23 1/3% is water. Now, what is 23 1/3%? 23 1/3% is 23 into 3 69 plus 1 70 by 3%. Percent means upon 100. So 70 by 300 or 7 by 30. Okay. So what are we getting? We are getting that this is 7 and this is 23 parts. Can you relate it? Like 7 by 30 बन रहा है water, right? Water is 7 by 30 of total. So 30 parts total है, water उसमें से 7 parts है. So 23 parts क्या हो गया? Milk हो गया. अब आपको क्या करना है? Not to solve this equation. आपको लोग क्या करते हैं? इसको क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे होते हैं, सॉल्व कर रहे होते हैं. बस सिंपल ऑप्शंस देखो. ठीक है, कुछ नहीं करना, ऑप्शंस देखो. कौन सा ऐसा नंबर है जो 7 का मल्टीपल बन रहा है? यहाँ पे 5 ऐड करेंगे तो 7 का मल्टीपल बनेगा ना. 30 प्लस 5 इज 35, राइट? अगर x यहाँ पे 5 होगा तो 25 होगा. सो इट विल बी 115 मल्टीपल ऑफ 23 बिना कुछ करे. ऑप्शन से आंसर आ जाएगा. ओके, सो दिस स्टेप इज क्रूशियल. यहाँ पे जो यहाँ तक लोग ठीक कर लेते हैं, फिर इस स्टेप के बाद टाइम लगाते हैं बिकॉज दे डू क्रॉस मल्टीप्लीकेशन. सो यू नीड टू बी विजिलेंट विद ऑल दीज थिंग्स. सो ये माइनर चीजें होती है जो डिफरेंस क्रिएट करती है. कॉन्सेप्ट पीपल नो, ठीक है, बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट पता है कि हाँ क्या करना होता है. मिक्सचर में ये होता है, ये होता है. एलिगेशन में ये कॉन्सेप्ट लगता है. रिमूवल में ये लगता है इतना परसेंटेज. बट द कैलकुलेशन ट्रिक्स, दैट इज व्हाट मेक्स द डिफरेंस. So I hope you learn these things from these videos and apply them during the examination. A ship travels 180 km upstream and 360 km downstream in 21 hours. If the ship's speed in still water is 20 km per hour greater than the stream's speed, what is the speed of the stream? Answer karo. This is a basic question on time, speed, distance based on boats and streams, and ideally one should be able to answer this question. So what happens in case of boats and streams is there are four kinds of speeds, right? You can look like them, use the acronym DUBS, right? It is saying that ship's speed is 20 kilometer per hour greater than stream speed. So if you take stream speed as x, boat will be x plus 20. Okay. Upstream क्या होता है? Boat minus s. So upstream will be 20, right? Downstream is boat plus stream. So that will be equal to 2x plus 20. Okay. Now the question becomes fairly simple. So 180 kilometer upstream. So at the speed of 20, it will take 9 hours. Right? Total 21 hours there. That means यहाँ पे 12 hours लेगा 360 किलोमीटर जाने के. राइट, सो स्पीड कितनी आ गई? दैट इज इक्वल टू 30. 12 hours में 360 किलोमीटर, स्पीड इज 30 किलोमीटर पर आवर. सो x will be 5. Very simple. Just you should know that what are the four speeds, what is upstream and downstream in comparison to the speeds of boat and stream. Yogesh can complete 7 by 10 of a work in 45 days. He then works with Zahir to finish the remaining work in 5 days. How many days would it take them to complete the entire work together? So there are two people, Yogesh and Zahir. So it is given that like how much can Yogesh do in 45 days and how much time does he take to complete the remaining work along with Zahir. So you need to tell that if they are working together, how many days will they take to finish that complete work. So what do you get as the answer? So if this person is doing 7 by 10 in 45 days, how much time will it take? 45 into 10 by 7. So he will take 450 by 7 days, right? And remaining is done in like 5 days, right? So let us say work is equal to 450 units. Okay. So if you take work as 450, so efficiency of y की efficiency क्या हो जाएगी? 450 divided by 450 by 7. I mean, you can directly do it. No need to write like this. ये आपका आ जाएगा 7 units. Okay. Now they have done 7 by 10 of the work, right? 7 means 70% work हो गया. Okay. 7 by 10 is 70%. 30% remaining है. 30% कितना होता है इसका? 135. 135 remaining है. And they are doing this in 5 days. Okay, 5 days नहीं होगा. Actually, it will be 15. So there is some mistake. Just correct it to 15 days, right? Uh, my bad. It will be 15 days here. So make it 15 here. So 15 days. So 15 means that they will do 9 units, right? So y plus z, the total efficiency is 9 units, right? Now, if they have to complete the entire work together, so total work is 450 units, and by 9, you will take 50 days to complete the work. Okay, you will have to take that 15 days to complete the remaining work. Okay, all right, let's see the next question. Pradeep invested 20% more than Mohit. Mohit invested 10% less than Raghu. If the total sum of their investment is 17880, how much amount did Raghu invest? So there are three people: Pradeep, Mohit, and Raghu. So whenever we have these kind of relations, right, where one person is connected to second, second is connected to third. See, कैसे variables रहना चाहिए. Pradeep is connected to Mohit, right? Depending on Mohit, Mohit depends on Raghu. So Raghu को ले लेते हैं 100x. So Mohit will be 90x and Pradeep will be 20% more. So 18x more for the 108x. So 198, 298, right? That is equal to 17880. Now, यहाँ पे call like this kind of thing is what is called hunch call. Like even if you do not know the table of 298, like एक मतलब आपको डिवाइड करने की सोचनी नहीं है, डायरेक्ट दिमाग में थॉट आना चाहिए, इट इज 6 टाइम्स. ठीक है, इट इज 6 टाइम्स बिकॉज 300 इंटू 6 इज 1800. बट एक विदाउट इवन लाइक थिंकिंग ऑफ कि कितने से मल्टीप्लाई करना है, ये सीधे क्लिक होना चाहिए. दिस इज रफली 6 टाइम्स. सो 6 टाइम्स. सो रघु विल बी 100 इंटू 6, So number that will start with 600. So 6,000. Okay, so it will be 60 basically, and 60, 100, that will be 6,000. The simple interest accrued on a certain principal is rupees 6,000 in 5 years at the rate of 4% per annum. What would be the compound interest accrued on the same principal at the same rate in 2 years? So simple interest is given, and we are given another condition for compound interest. Rate of interest remains same. We need to find that compound interest. So if you take interest in terms of percentages, that makes things simple, right? Uh, so how do we do this? These questions fastest. 5 years, 4% per annum. Okay. 5 years, 4% is 5 into 4, 20%. Okay. Simple interest 20%. 20% कितना होता है? 1/5. Okay. 1/5 is 6,000. So that means principal is 30,000. So you should not be picking when ये आपके दिमाग में ऐसा होना चाहिए principal is 30,000. Like if you want to beat the audience, right, in such kind of question, this should be your calculation ability. बहुत simple सा calculation है. Think like it is 4% in 5 years. So 4 into 5, 20% interest हो गया. 20% is 1/5, or even if you do not use 1/5, you can say that 30,000 का 20% is 6,000. So principal 30,000 आ गया. Now we need to find compound interest, same rate. So rate will be 4% in 2 years. Now you should know that 1.04 square is equal to 1.0816. ठीक है, और आपको क्या करना होता है इसको, दिस इज लाइक व्हाट वी डू इज वी से p 1 plus r/100 का होल स्क्वायर, दिस इज अमाउंट, दिस पार्ट इज अमाउंट, and when you subtract the principal you get the compound interest. So ये आपका निकल के आ जाता है. So p common ले लेंगे, that becomes 1. So this part is 1.04 square is this, minus 1 you will get 0.0816. So आपको सिर्फ डिजिट्स पे फोकस करना है, जस्ट फोकस ऑन द डिजिट्स. 816. ठीक है, आपको डेसिमल जीरोस कोई टेंशन नहीं. 816 और यहाँ पे क्या है 3. 816 into 3 is 2448. So ये आपका आंसर हो जाएगा. So if you know the way to deal with these percentages and the squares of numbers near 100, such questions become cakewalk. So those who know these techniques solve these questions within few seconds, and the others who do not know, probably they will take a lot of time or they skip such questions. Okay, so ये कुछ चीजें होती है इसमें आपको मेहनत करने की जरूरत है. लाइक अंडरस्टैंडिंग इन डेप्थ. सिर्फ फॉर्मूले नहीं पता होने चाहिए, ये सब टेक्निक्स पता होने चाहिए. सिंपल इंटरेस्ट, कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट, हाउ दे आर कैलकुलेटेड, हाउ दे आर जस्ट सिंपल परसेंटेजेस. I hope you are enjoying this session. So please don't forget to like this video. And in case you wish to take our mock test, you can check out the link given in the description of this video. Alright, so let us do another variety of question which you can anticipate in CET, that is this quantity comparison based questions. So in this, you are given two quantities, quantity 1 and quantity 2, and you have to compare that which quantity is greater, which is smaller, if or if they are equal, or they have multiple values possible, like greater than, equal to, etc. Usually greater, equal या फिर smaller ही होती है. So three people ABC, the ratio of investment is given. Time of investment is 33 1/3%, 80%, and 12 1/2% of the investment respectively. So let's see this. Fairly simple. ABC. Profit is in what ratio? Ratio of investment into ratio of time. Investment are ratio 3 ratio 5 ratio 8. और time क्या दिया है? 33 1 by 3%. That means 1 time is 1. 80% of 5 is 4. And 12 1 by 2 is 1/8. So for this person the time is 1. So that is 3 ratio 20 ratio 8. Right? What are we given? We are given the profit of A is 1500. We need to find the profit of C. So A का 1500 है. That means 5 times. So C का profit कितना हो जाएगा? Into 5, that is 4000. 40 100. So 4000. So quantity 1 is 4000 and quantity 2 is already given as 4800. So नहीं, sorry, quantity, this is quantity 1. Sorry, this is some typo over here. And the value of x is not something. Okay, so quantity 1 is 4000, quantity 2 is 4800. Okay, so the answer is quantity 1 is less than quantity 2. The sum of the ages of father and son is 50 years. 8 years ago, the product of their ages was 2 times the father's age at the time. The present age of the son. So you need to find the present age of the son. And the other quantity is a quadratic equation. So quantity 2 is easy to compare. Anyway, you will have to calculate both the values. So sum of ages of father and son is 50 years. 8 years ago, the product of their ages was 2 times the father age at that time. So let us go 8 years ago. The product of their ages was 2 times the father's age at that time. Okay. So when you say 8 year ago, father and son, right? So let us say father is x and son is y. So it is saying that xy is equal to 2 times the father's age. So that means y is equal to 2. Right? So 8 years ago, the son was y and father was x. Right? So today what will happen? Today father will be x plus 8 and son will be 10. And it is given that the sum of their ages is 50 years. So when we add them, we get 850. So what is the value of x? The question is not the value of x. We have to find the present age of the son. Right? So present age of the son is 10 years. And हमको father के age से कुछ नहीं करना. Present age of the son is what they need, right? So 10 is the present age of the son. Okay. Now that is quantity 1. Quantity 2 is value of 2y square minus 19y minus 60 is equal to 0. Okay. So that is like how to solve this is, this term is minus 90 and the product is minus 120. Think of numbers 120 and uh, like minus 19. Do you get any numbers? 24 into 5, right? Now basically we are getting minus 24 at 5 as the numbers. So what we do is reverse the sign. Think of two numbers that add to 19 and product is minus 1. Reverse the sign and divide by this number. So we will get y is equal to 12 and minus 2.5, right? So quantity 2 is, like if you see quantity 2, it has two values, minus 2.5 and 12. This is quantity 2. And quantity 1 is 10. So quantity 1 is somewhere in between. Now this value is between these two values. So we cannot tell the relation, right? It is not greater or less, because if you compare this value, quantity 1, that is 10, here it is greater, you will say x greater than y. And if you compare with this value, you will say x is less than y. So there is no relation between these quantities. Okay, whenever there is one value between the other two values of the other variable, we cannot compare that. The length of a rectangular wall is 3 by 2 times its height. The area of the wall is 96 meters square. This is an easy one, 62 and half percent of the height of the wall, 50% of the length of the wall. Now, mocks will definitely have standard solutions, because in like in text solutions, you cannot explain those shortcuts, right? For shortcuts, you will have to watch some classes to understand how to approach the questions in a better manner. Now, this is very simple. Length and height is there. Length is 3.2 times its height. So if this is height is 2x, length is 3x. Right, so 6x square will be area, that is equal to 96. X square is 16. So x is equal to 4. So that means 8 and 12. 62 and half percent. So 62 and half means 5 by 8 of 8. That is equal to 5. And 50% is 6. So quantity 2 is greater than quantity 1. And very easy one. So some questions could be this easy as well. Some questions could be lengthy. So it is about picking the right set of questions in the exam. ठीक है, अगर पेपर ऐसा आता mix of easy and moderate challenging questions, so you should pick wisely. If all are easy, then of course try to attempt as many questions. In any case, whatever be the level of the paper, you are supposed to attempt all the questions. The ratio between the present ages of Kalpana and Dharti is 5 ratio x. Then Kalpana is 9 years younger than Akansha. Akansha's age after 5 years, 8 years will be 32, and difference between Dharti's and Kalpana's age is same as the present age of Akansha. So they have just like extended the statement, right? So we have Kalpana, Dharti, and Akansha, three people mentioned. So it says Akansha's age after 8 years will be 32 years. So Akansha's age is 24. It says the difference between Dharti and Kalpana's age is same as present age of Akansha. Dharti and Kalpana, the difference is 24. Okay. Now it is given that the ratio between the and it is given Kalpana is 9 years younger than Akansha. So Kalpana is 15 years old, right? And Kalpana and Dharti, it is 5 ratio x, right? So 15 and 39, 24 का difference होगा, right? See, negative तो नहीं हो सकता. We cannot take minus 24, isn't it? We cannot do minus 24. The age cannot be negative, so it has to be 39 only. So it is 39. So x will be 13. So quantity 2 is 13, and Kalpana's present age is 15. So quantity 1 is greater than quantity 2. Got it? So it was just the statements that you had to read. It looked ki complicated, but complicated tha nahi, because Akansha's age was given after 8 years, so you can find present age. Difference between Dharti and Kalpana is 24. Kalpana is 9 years younger than Akansha, so we get Kalpana's age also, then Dharti's age can be found. Okay, next question. A's efficiency is 25% more than that of B. A can do 11 by 12th of total work in X days, and B can do 4/5 of the total work in Y days. We need to find the values of X and Y and compare them. Now, this appears to be a tricky question for some people, but the kind of approach taking variables is the key here. If you take the variables in the right manner, you can do this question quite fast. So we need to compare x and y. ठीक है, हमें x और y कंपेयर करना है. कैसे करेंगे? A's efficiency is 25% more. अब इसको वेरिएबल कैसे लेंगे? 25% is वन फोर्थ मोर. सो एफिशिएंसी ले लो. A की एफिशिएंसी ले लो 5, B की ले लो 4. राइट? Now it is given that A can do 11 by 12th of the work in X days. ठीक है? So 11 by 12th है. So let us take work as a multiple of 12. ठीक है? और A की एफिशिएंसी कितनी है? 5 है. यहाँ पे भी 5, यहाँ पे 5 का वर्क मल्टीपल ले लेते हैं. ठीक है? So we will take work is equal to 60 units. ठीक है? Now if we take work as 60 units, so if you take statement 1, it says that A can do 11 by 12th of the work. Like, why are we taking work as 60 units? यहाँ पे 11 by 12th दिया है, यहाँ 4 by 5th दिया है. Okay, so 4, 12 and 5 means we will take the LCM as work. So total work 60 units हो गया. So A can do 11 by 12. So first कह रहा है A can do 55 units in X days. A की efficiency कितनी है? 5 है. So that means X is equal to 11. X11 आ गया. Now second statement कह रहा है B can do 4/5 of the total work. So total work is 48, like 60. इसका 4/5 आ गया 48. And B's what is his efficiency? 4. So B will take 12 days to complete 4/5 of the work. So that is equal to Y. So X is 11 and Y is 12. So X is less than Y. So this is how you do it. I mean, it is about taking the right values. Like time and work में क्या होता है? हम work को कुछ units मानते हैं, right? Like we did in one of other case also, like we took LCM and calculated the work. That is the thing to be done here. Total work you take 60. ठीक है? Efficiency दी है 4:5 में, like 5:4, A to B. Okay, 25% more means. So take for B as 4, automatically A will become 5. So this percentage based thing, if you take right and solve it this way, the questions become relatively easy. A shopkeeper sold an article at a loss of 15%. Had he sold the article for 1240 more, he would have earned a profit of 5%. Then find the profit or loss percentage if he sells the article for 6665. So there are two transactions, and you need to tell that what will be the profit or loss if he sells for 6665. So we will take the two cases. There is loss of 15% and profit of 5%. Loss of 50%, 15% means 85% पे बेच रहा है, 105% पे बेच रहा है, right? So difference कितना आ गया? Difference is 20% of what? Of cost price. That is equal to 1240. Okay, so 5 times कर लो. So we'll get cost price is 6200. ठीक है, ये मेंटली कैलकुलेशन हो जाना चाहिए कि 20% इज 1240, एक 15% लॉस हो रहा है. लाइक अंडरस्टैंड दैट प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस आर परसेंटेजेस ऑफ कॉस्ट प्राइस. सो व्हेन यू आर सेलिंग एट लॉस ऑफ 15%, दैट मींस यू आर सेलिंग एट 85% ऑफ कॉस्ट प्राइस. ये कॉस्ट प्राइस है. दूसरे केस में आप 5% प्रॉफिट पे बेच रहे हो, सो दैट इज 105% ऑफ कॉस्ट प्राइस. दोनों के बीच का डिफरेंस कितना है? It is 1240. And price wise कितना difference है? 20% of cost price. So 20% of cost price is 1240. Cost price is 6200. अब क्या है? Cost price given है, selling price कितना है हमारा? 6665. So profit कितना हो गया? 465 out of 6200. ठीक है. अब हम calculate बिल्कुल नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है. We will see the options. 6 into 7 is 42. So 7% से प्लस होगा. एक ही ऑप्शन यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, 7.5% will be the answer. So this level of confidence is also needed. Like once you figure out it is 465, so you do not calculate whether it is 7.5%. आपको 62 से डिवाइड नहीं करना है. Okay, just see that 6 into 7 42, right? So उससे बड़ा नंबर दिख रहा है, 42 से बड़ा दिख रहा है, 46 दिख रहा है. So it is more than 7%, right? So there is only one option. अगर ऐसा होता है 7.25% होता, 7.5%, 7.75%, in that case only you will have to do the actual calculation. So try to avoid actual calculation as much as possible. So in several questions we will see such techniques, and keep these things in mind while attempting the questions. So there are two pipes, A and B. They can fill in 24-36 minutes, and C can empty the full tank in 18 minutes. And these three are opened alternatively for 1 minute, and you need to tell when would the tank be full. So alternate work based question. So what we will do? 24, 36 and 18. So LCM is 72. Right. So let us say the capacity is 72 units. Now A will fill 3 units, B will fill 4 units, sorry 2 units, and C will empty 4 units. Now they are open alternatively for 1 minute in this sequence. So first minute A, then B, then C. So 3 minutes में कितना unit fill हो जाएगा? That is equal to 1 unit in 3 minutes. Now the question is, in how much time will the tank be filled? अब इसमें लोग क्या mistake करते हैं? They will say कि 216 like sorry 72 units भरना है, तो वो into 72 कर देते हैं, and they will say 216 units. ठीक है, that is the wrong answer. सबसे पहला wrong answer है. Why? Because once what will happen is, it is assuming कि देखो C से negative हो रहा है ना, so पहले ऐसा होगा भर चुका होगा, उससे बाद में empty होगा. So we will not go till that sequence. So what we will do is, देखो कहाँ पे प्लस पे कितना जा रहा है? 5 जा रहा है. सपोज टोटल कितना? 72. 72 से 5 कम वाला नंबर ले लो, 67. ठीक है. सपोज 67 इज फिल्ड, लाइक जितने भी मिनट में होगा, फॉरगेट अबाउट दैट. 67 के बाद ए भरेगा, टोटल 67 हो गया, राइट. फिर ए भरेगा तो 70 पहुंच जाएगा. देन 70 हो गया, देन बी विल फिल 2 यूनिट्स, इट विल बिकम 72, राइट. So ऐसा नहीं होगा लास्ट तक आपको नहीं जाने की like into like this is a tricky question. I agree that this is a tricky question because many people will multiply by 72 thinking that it is 216. Now 67 कितने minutes में होगा? 3 minutes में 1 unit हो रहा है into 67. So it will take 201 minutes. So 201 minutes में 67. This is in 202nd minute A will fill and this is 203rd minute when B will fill. So it will be filled in 203 minutes. Okay, so I hope you got it. Like how it is a tricky one because the empty thing will is happening later. पहले full हो रहा है ना फिर उससे घट रहा है. So if you take 216, what is happening basically? 216 अगर आप आंसर करते हो और उसके अकॉर्डिंग 72 आ रहा है इससे पहले विद 76 था बिकॉज सी तो लास्ट में वर्क कर रहा है ना सो दैट मीन्स 215 में ऑलरेडी 76 था दैट मीन्स वो 72 अचीव हो गया सो वंस यू रीच 72 यू विल क्लोज द टैब सो यू विल नॉट गो टिल स्टेज यू विल थिंक लाइक how much positive is being filled before a negative. Okay. The population of a town is 25480. It increases by 10% in the first year and decreases by 25% in the second year. What is the population of the town at the end of 2 years? Now, to do this question, I mean, you know what needs to be done, right? The thing is about the calculation aspect. So, you will say it increases by 10% and then decreases by ये आपका आंसर होगा अब इस कैलकुलेशन को फास्ट कैसे करना है ठीक है नाउ सी दिस थिंग when you are making increase by 10% you are multiplying by 1.1 or you can say this is into 11 अगर आप 11 से मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हो so what is into 11 that means it has to be a the number should be a multiple of 11 ठीक है अब देखते हैं this is 3 and 3 multiple of 11 yes multiple of 11 है but that is not that does not mean that is the answer this is 9 and 10 right not a multiple of 11 8 12 and 2 not a multiple of 11 so ये तो नहीं है this is 6 and 14 and 2 not a multiple of 11 7 11 and 2 not a multiple of 11 so it works it is not a multiple of 11 only one number is a multiple of 11 second thing into 0.75 like into 3 by 4 2548 into 11 into 3 by 4 right so 4 से कट जाएगा कुछ नंबर बनेगा not to worry about it 3 बढ़ेगा right so multiple of 3 also check कर लो 2 2 1 3 2 1 3 3 का भी multiple है so that should be the way to answer such questions because when you do the actual calculation it will definitely take time to do that and applying these basic logics can help you solve the questions fast because most people will not solve these because they will say कि अरे यार इसमें तो calculation लगेगा छोड़ देते हैं so this is again it says the distance between uh, a place is 20 kilometer and the person is walking at 3 kilometer per hour and after every kilometer took rest of 10 minutes how much time will it take to reach this place 3 किलोमीटर per hour took a rest for 10 minutes. ठीक है, 3 किलोमीटर पर आवर आफ्टर एवरी किलोमीटर. सो किस तरह से करेंगे? सी 3 किलोमीटर पर आवर की स्पीड से चलना है, तो एवरी किलोमीटर हाउ मच टाइम विल ही टेक? ही विल टेक फॉर एवरी किलोमीटर ही विल टेक 20 minutes, बिकॉज 60 मिनट में द पर्सन इज कवरिंग 3 किलोमीटर, right? So the person will cover 1 kilometer in 20 minutes, right? Now he is taking 10-minute rest also, right? 10-minute rest. So that means he is covering 1 kilometer in 30 minutes, right? Now do not do that mistake again that you multiply by 20 and you say 600 minute or 10 hours, right? ये common mistake होगी. It is like that previous question कि उसमें वो लीक बाद में काम कर रहा है. अब लास्ट वाले में तो रेस्ट नहीं लेगा, बिकॉज लाइक so he is at 19 kilometer. By 19 kilometer he would have done 30 minute into 90, 570 minutes. ठीक है, यहाँ तक ठीक है. फिर जब वो 1 किलोमीटर ऐड कर लेगा, that will do in 20 minutes only. He will not take 30 minutes, right? So at 590 he reached as destination. फिर चाहे वो जितना रेस्ट करे, फिर चाहे वो 10 मिनट रेस्ट करे या 30 मिनट रेस्ट करे, राइट? सो 10 hours इज रॉन्ग आंसर. द राइट आंसर इज 9 hours 50 minutes. Okay, so you will not calculate 20 times, you will calculate 19 times, because every kilometer he is taking rest. So 1 किलोमीटर पे रेस्ट लेगा, 2 किलोमीटर पे, 3 किलोमीटर पे, and so on. He will take rest till 19 kilometer. So he will take 19 times rest. So you can do like this also. Like simple तरीके से ये सोचो कि वॉक करेगा तो कितना टाइम लेगा? दैट विल टेक 20/3, 20 किलोमीटर by 3, दैट इज 6 hours, एंड 2/3, so 6 hour 40 minute वॉक हो गई, एंड 19 into 10, दैट इज इक्वल टू 190, और 3 hour 10 minute इसका बीच में रेस्ट हो गया, right? So total is 9 hour 50 minutes. So that is another way to think through this question, ki how much time he will keep walking and how much time will he take rest, or the other way around is this. Two trains of length 150 meter each pass each other in 20 seconds when moving in opposite direction. When they move in the same direction, they take 40 seconds to pass each other. Find the speed of the faster train. So standard question on trains moving in the same direction, opposite direction. So find the speed of the faster train. So that length is 150 each. So distance is 300, right? In first case, time is 20 seconds, right? So that means speed will be 15. In second case, the time is 40 seconds, distance is 300 only. So speed will be 7.5 meter per second, right? So in this case, 20 seconds when they're moving in opposite directions. So we are getting that a plus b is equal to 15 and a minus b is equal to 7.5. We need to find the higher speed. So 2a will be equal to 22.5, or a is equal to 11.5 meter, 11.25 meter per second. Okay, pretty simple question. The sum of speeds is known, the difference of speeds is known, so you can calculate the speeds of the two trains. Ankush travels from A to B at 40 km per hour on bike. He travels from B to C at 10 km per hour on cycle. The distance between A and B is equal to the distance between B and C. Then he travels from C to A via B at 24 km per hour by auto rickshaw. Find his average speed. So the person goes from A to B, then B to C, and then C to A via B. You need to find his average speed for the entire journey. The concept of average speed is total distance upon total time. Distance between the points is same. So A to B is the same distance between B to C also. So how do we find this? How do you find the average speed? So average speed is total distance upon total time. Now is the distance given? It is not given, right? So one approach is you take the distance d between A and B as d, and then again the second distance also d. So I'll tell the two approaches. One is the algebraic approach. ठीक है, उसमें आप क्या करोगे, यहाँ से यहाँ तक का डिस्टेंस d मान लोगे, फिर यहाँ से यहाँ तक का भी d मान लोगे, फिर यहाँ से यहाँ तक 2d मान लोगे, right? But that is like when you talk about time, you will say d upon 40. Okay, second part का time होगा d upon 10. थर्ड पार्ट का टाइम होगा 2d by 24, एंड टोटल डिस्टेंस इज 4d. ठीक है, काफी कैलकुलेशन इंटेंसिव बनेगा. You will be able to solve and get the answer, right? But a better approach is take d as a multiple of LCM of these three: 40, 10, and 24. So let us say this distance is 120, 120, and this will be 240. Okay. So total distance कितना हो गया? Total distance is 480, and total time is, यहाँ से यहाँ तक इसे 3 hours लगेंगे, यहाँ से यहाँ तक 12 hours लगेंगे, and यहाँ से यहाँ तक 10 hours लगेंगे. So 3 plus 12 is 15, plus 10 25. So 480 by 25, 5 से चला जाएगा, 96 by 5, that is equal to 19.2 kilometer per hour. Okay, so for simplicity, we will take the distance as 120, 120, and 240. Okay, so this is how we approach such kind of questions. Because if you do variable wise, you will get the same answer. Try using this. आप यही LCM निकाल के करोगे, आपका आंसर इससे भी 19.2 ही आएगा. But that is a time consuming approach. So instead of taking variables, you should take the numbers accordingly. Like for example, हमने वो efficiency वाला भी किया था. We took 25% more. We took efficiency as 4 and 5. So in several questions we saw that taking the right variables helps us solving the questions fast. Here's the next one. A milkman initially has 100 liters of pure milk. He sells 20 liters and adds 20 liters of water. He then sells 20 liters of this mixture and adds 20 liters of water again. This process is repeated a third time. How many liters of water must be added to the resulting solution to make the milk and water quantities equal? So allocation based question. Find the percentage of or quantity of milk and water and answer the question. So the formula is like he's removing 20 and adding 20, right? It is doing a third time. So what is the volume of milk? Milk will be 100 liters into 1 minus 20 by 100. And how many times? 3 times, right? So this is 1/5. That is 100 into 4 by 5 3 times. Or you can say 100 into 64 by 125. So 4 by 5. So this is zero point 0.8, that is 51.2 you will get as the volume of milk. Okay. Milk kitna hai? So how much will be water? Water will be 100 minus 51.2, that is 48.8, right? So water, now it is asking how much water must be added to make milk and water equal. So 51.2 milk hai and water is 48.8. You need to add 2.4 liter water to make the quantities equal. Okay, so when you do, like whenever you have to find the volume after n replacements, this is the formula. So if the initial volume is v, 1 minus x upon y, x and y are how much is the volume that is being replaced and what is the total volume of solution raised to the power n. Okay, so that's how we calculate. A shopkeeper purchased 15 kilograms of rice variety for X per kilogram and 10 kilogram of rice variety for X plus 5 per kilogram. He sold rice A at 10% profit and rice B at 20% profit. The total selling price of rice A exceeded that of rice B by rupees 30. If the shopkeeper had mixed the two varieties and sold the mixture at an overall profit of 20%, what would be the selling price per kilogram? Now, this is a difficult question because first of all, you will have to find the value of x. So, try it. I mean, in the examination, do not attempt this kind of question. So let's see this one. Like the approach to doing this question: 15 kilogram of X A at X per kilogram of 10 kilogram for X plus 5 per kilogram. Okay. Rice A with 10% profit and rice B at 20% profit. Total selling price of rice A exceeded that by rice B by 30 rupees. Okay. So अगर A का अगर हम लेते हैं कि 15 weight and price per kg, right? So weight is 15 kilogram. B, the weight is 10 kilogram. What is the price? X rupees, and the price is X plus 5 rupees, right? So what is the cost? Total cost will be product of these, that is 15x, and this is 10x plus 50, right? Now selling rice A is sold at 10% profit and B at 20% profit, the total selling price of A. So selling price will be how much? 10% profit. That will be 16.5x. And this is 20% profit. So 12x plus 16. Now this value is given as 30. Isn't it? So 4.5x, if you solve it, 4.5x is equal to 90, or x we will get as 20. Right? Now the question is, the shopkeeper had mixed the two varieties and sold at a profit of 20%. So हमारा क्या निकल जाएगा? Price निकल गया. At selling price per kilogram. So what is the price? Price, if you see, if you take 20, X we are getting 20. So the total cost is basically 15 into 20 plus 10 into 25. यहाँ पर total cost हो गया. And how much is the weight? 15 plus 10. So 300 plus, this is 250 by 25. So that is 22 rupees. Right? So cost price आपका आ गया, mix का cost price आ गया 22. Now this person is selling at 20% profit. So 1.2 times ये आपका selling price हो जाएगा 26.4. Now, in such a question, I mean, it required a lot of calculation. First of all, you have to find the value of X, then you have to find the cost price per kg, and then find the selling price. Now, could we make a guess? He is selling at a profit of 20%. Okay. Should be a multiple of 12 ideally. Check that. It's a multiple of 12. 12 to 24. 232. Not a multiple of 12. It's a multiple of 12. अब ये यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो जाता है बिकॉज देर आर टू नंबर्स विच आर मल्टीपल्स ऑफ 12. अगर एक ही मल्टीपल होता देन यू वुड हैव गॉन विद दैट आंसर. Okay, so if there was only one multiple of 12, like we saw in one of the questions, I said that this could be a multiple of 11. There was only one option which was a multiple of 11, so we went with that answer. ठीक है, तो पहली चेक यही होनी चाहिए. Instead of doing all this, you should be doing the first check as ideally 12 का मल्टीपल होगा 1.2 टाइम्स कर रहे हैं. So it is unfortunately not, there are multiple options which are multiple of 12. So in that case, like either you take a guess between the two options or solve it with the proper manner. But in an examination like CET, I would say that go with one of the guesswork. This is also not multiple of 12. This is also not multiple of 12. The scores of Amal and Vimal in an examination are in the ratio 11 ratio 14. After an appeal, their scores increased by the same amount and their new scores and the ratio 47 ratio 56. What is the ratio of Vimal's new score to that is his original score? New score to original score. We need to tell the ratio of his scores. So how do we approach this question? The scores are 11 ratio 14. So there are 11x and 14x, right? Now their scores are increased by the same number and the numbers become 47 and 56, right? Now how do we solve this kind of a question is, whenever we have the same number to be added, दोनों में same number add हो रहा है, right? What is that increase? We do not. अब इस चीज को देखो, what we have? We have a gap of, what is the gap? 3x, और यहाँ पे गैप कितना है? 9 का, राइट? सो इसको एक इक्वेट कर लेते हैं, तो इसको इक्वेट कर लेते हैं, गैप को इसको 3 टाइम्स मल्टीप्लाई कर लेते हैं. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग 33, कैन वी टेक 33 and 42? Isn't it? Like if we take 33 and 42, now can you get the value of y? What we did was, see 11 ratio 14 है ना, 11 ratio 14 तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. It can be 11 14, it can be 22 and 28, it can be 33 and 42, it can be 44 and 56, and so on. It can be any number, right? So what we did in this case was, we equated this gap. So this gap was 3x and this gap was 9. So we equated by making 33 and 42, and we said y increase kar do dono mein. So that will be 47 and 56. Now how does this help? So we will get y is equal to 40. Y is equal to 40. So 33 था, इसका ऐड करके बन गया 47, एंड इसका क्या था? इसका था 42, 14 ऐड करके बन गया 56. So ratio is 47 ratio 56. Initial ratio भी सही मैच कर रहा है. Now the question is the ratio of Bimal's new score to his original score. Bimal का new score कितना? 56. Original is 42. So 56 ratio 42 is 4 ratio 3. So that is the answer. Okay, so equate the gap. Same kind of questions. This logic is applied in age-based questions also. कई बार क्या होता है कि दो का रेशियो दिया है, like a person's age ratio is given. Okay, so accordingly you can find that. Okay, all right. Let's see the next question. So I hope you are enjoying this session. So please don't forget to like this video. And in case you are looking for mock tests, if you wish to get our mock tests, you can check out the link which is given in the description of this video. Okay. So here's the next one. So let's do some other questions. So we did questions on arithmetic. Let's do permutation, combination, number system based questions as well. So in how many different ways can 4 boys and 3 girls be arranged in a row such that all the boys stand together or the girls stand together? So we need to make all the boys together and the girls together. So we have four boys and three girls. So एक boys का bundle ले लेते हैं, एक girls का bundle ले लेते हैं, right? So how many ways can we arrange the boys? Four factorial ways, because there are four boys and there are three girls. Okay, so one, two, three, four boys are there. So we'll take four factorial ways. Three girls can be arranged in three factorial ways. Right? Now we are taking boys and girls. So one possibility is boys are standing on the left, girls on the right. Another possibility is girls on the left, boys on the right. So two factorial ways to arrange these bundles also. Okay. So that is 24 into 6 into 2. That is 288 ways. In how many different ways can the letters of the word therapy be rearranged so that the vowels never come together? Okay, so we need to make the words like of the word therapy so that the vowels do not come together. So we need to make the words right. The vowels never come together. So what are the vowels? E and A. So first of all, we will place the non-vowels. Okay, and we will make, see, uh, what we can do is we will make all arrangements minus vowels together. Okay, so that will be the answer. Now, if you take all arrangements, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. So 7 factorial minus vowels together. So vowels together means you will take E and A together. Then we have T, H, R, P, Y. So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements are there. Okay, they can be arranged in 6 factorial ways. And E and A can be arranged in 2 ways. Like you can have EA or you can have A. So that is the number of arrangements that you will have to subtract. So 7 factorial is 5040. Now 6 factorial is 720 into 2 will be 1440. So you'll get 3600 ways in which they are never together. Okay, so expect questions from permutation, combination and probability also. So good chances that you can get questions from these. From a group of 7 men and 6 women, 5 persons are to be selected to form a committee so that there are at least 3 men in the committee. How many ways can it be done? So we need to select a team such that there are at least 3 men in that committee. So let's see this question, right? So there are seven men and six women, right? Five persons are to be selected. There are at least three men in the committee. So there are cases. Case one is three men, two women, right? Case two is four men and one woman. And case three, you will take five men. So calculate the combinations. So we have seven men. So 7C3 into six women, 6C2. 7C4, 6C1. 7C5, 6C0. So calculate करो कितने कितने values हैं and add that. So 7C3 is 35 you will get. 6C2 is 15. 7C4 again 35. Like 7C3 ऐसे हुआ 7 into 6 into 5 by 6. Okay. And remember NC 7C3 is basically what? 7 factorial upon 3 factorial and 4 factorial. So 4 factorial यहाँ से cancel हो जाएगा. Into 4 factorial बचेगा. और नीचे बचेगा 3 factorial into 4 factorial. So 4 factorial gets cancelled. 3 factorial is 6. So that will be 35. 6C2. So whenever you have NC2, that is n minus 1 by 2. So ये हो जाएगा 15. And 6C1 is 6. 7C5. 7C2 is 28. नहीं, 21. n minus 1 by 2. And here it is 1. Okay, so only one way of selecting. So you will get 525. 210. This is 21. 35, 56, and 7. So 756 days. Okay, so be prepared with permutation combination also. You can expect such kind of questions, basic questions on these. In a box, there are 6 red balls, 4 green balls, and 8 yellow balls. 5 balls are drawn at random from the box. What is the probability that 2 balls will be red and 3 balls will be yellow? So there are 6 red, 4 green, and 8 yellows. So we need to draw 5 balls and 2 balls red, 3 balls yellow. So red balls कैसे pick करेंगे? 6 red balls है. So we have 6C2, right? And 3 balls from among 8 yellow balls. So 8C3. And what will happen in the denominator? Denominator क्या आएगा? We have 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 8, 18 balls. So total 18 है. 18 से हमें कितनी पिक करनी है? 5. So 18C5 will be the denominator. Okay, a bit of calculation will be needed here. 6C2 will be 6 into 5 by 2. Like anyway, you can calculate 6C2 directly also. 8C3 will be 876 by 6. Denominator will be 18C5. So 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, and then remaining is 5 factorial, which is 120, right? So थोड़ा सा इसको reduce कर देते हैं. So numerator will be 20 into 42.76, and this will also go to the numerator, that will be 120, and in the denominator we will have 18 into 17 into 16 into 15 into 14. Okay, so so we have 14 into 3, okay, 15 into 8, and then we have, it can be done twice, 10. So 10 into 3, 18 into 7. So 3 से भी ये चला जाएगा 6, 10 से चला जाएगा 5 and 3. 17 into 3, 51 will come in the denominator, and here we have 5 in the. So it will require calculations, cancelling out the factors, and you will get the answer as 5 upon 51. Okay. The probabilities of success of three students A, B, and C in an examination are 1 by 5, 1 by 4, and 1 by 3 respectively. Find the probability of success of at least two of these students. Okay, so we have to find the probability that at least two of these students are successful. So there are three students A, B, and C. Right? We need to find the probability of success of at least two students. So what are the different cases? So first case will be A and B are successful, C is not successful. Right? Second case will be A and B, A and C are successful, B is not successful. Case 3 is A is not successful, but B and C are successful. And fourth case will be all three of them are successful. Okay, so those are the cases. We will find the probability and add that. Okay, so we will take all these cases and add the probabilities. So A and B successful is A success is 1 by 5, B success is 1 by 4, C success is 1 by 3, so failure will be 2 by 3. Second case, A is successful, C is successful. B's failure is 3 by 4. Third case, A is failure is 4 by 5. This is 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. And last cases, all of them 1 by 5, 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. Now, like if you do it individually, you would reduce, right? You would say that कि यहाँ से 2 से 4 काट देते हैं या 3 से 3 से कट कर देते हैं. But see, if you see the denominator is common in all these 5 4 3 5 4 3 5 4 3. So just take 2 by 60. Okay, just focus on the numerator part. Here the numerator is 3. Here the numerator is 4. Here the numerator is 1. So we have 7 plus 5, 12 by 60. So 12 by 60 means 1/5. So the probability is 1 by 5. At least two of them are successful. The probability is 1 by 5. Okay. All right. Let's see the next question. If P and Q are distinct prime numbers, how many factors does P Q into Q5 have? q to the power 5 have. So it's a very simple question. See, wherever you have prime numbers, right? So add 1 to the power 4 into 6, you have 24 factors. Okay, so last year there were questions based on, like in my slot, I remember there was question based on number of factors. Okay, the number system, we don't ignore it. Please go through number system also. You may get questions from it. Okay, so here's the next question. It says, how many trailing zeros are there in 200 factorial? Now this is again like a standard question. So what you do is divide by 5, you get 40. Okay, divide 40 by 5, you get 8. Divide 8 by 5, you get 1. Ignore the remainders. Okay, now we cannot divide 1 by 5. So just start it, you will get 49. Okay, so we do it this way. Suppose if they ask for a very large number, let us say they ask for 2025. So divide by 5, you will get 405. Divide 405 by 5, you will get 81. 81 by 5 is 16. Ignore the remainder. 16 by 5 is 3, right? And then no more divisible. So it would be 19 and 100, 505. Okay, so that's how we find this remainder. Like you keep dividing by 5 and adding those quotients. Okay. What is the remainder when 7 raised to the power 99 is divided by 17? 7 raised to the power 99 divided by 17. So this is Fermat's theorem. Now studying such topics like help you in tackling those difficult slots. Right? Sometimes what happens is you get difficult slots, and like if you know those concepts, then you can probably do better than others. So 7 to the power 99 divided by 17. Now whenever we have a prime number, its Euler number is 1 less than this, right? So Euler number is 16. So it means any number raised to the power 16 divided by 17 will give the remainder as 1. Okay, so keep this thing in mind. Like whenever there is a prime number p, right? Any number raised to the power p minus 1 will give remainder 1. Okay. Now we have 7 to the power 99. It can be written as 7 to the power 96 into 7 to the power 3. Okay. Now 7 to the power 96 can be written as 7 to the power 16 to the power 6 and 7 to the power 3. Now we just said that any number raised to the power 16 when you divide by 17 will give remainder 1. So this part will give remainder 1 and this part is 7 cube is 343. Now when you see 17 into 20 is 340. So इस part में कितना remainder आ जाएगा 3. So remainder is 1 into 3, that is equal to 3. Okay, so be prepared for any of the slots. Like any of the slots can have these kind of questions. Okay, the difficult questions, core questions of number system, right, or modern math. So in case you are well versed with these concepts, it will benefit you, because we do not know which slot is going to be easy, which is going to be difficult. So if you want uh, all round preparation, then you should be ready for these. Like given the last year's pattern, they can have, like I hope you must have seen last year's paper. बहुत random pattern होता है. So that cat kind of questions are asked in this. Now this is easy one. This is typical LCM based concept. So three friends start running around a circular stadium and complete around it 24, 36 and 30 seconds. After how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? So in this case, like whenever they meet again, that is LCM of time taken to complete a um, for one cycle or one round, right? So they will meet after LCM of 24, 36 and 30. What is the LCM? 5 times 180. Is it divisible by all? No. If you take 360, it is divisible, divisible, divisible. So LCM is 360, right? So they will meet after 360 seconds, which is equal to 6 minutes. So they will meet after 6 minutes. Now sometimes they will ask that how many times will they meet in 1 hour? Okay, so basically you know that they will meet again after 6 minutes. तो कभी ये दे देंगे कि ये इतने बजे start होता है. How many times will they meet by this and this time? So that also one can calculate. Okay. All right. Find the least number when divided by 6, 7, 8, 9 and 12 leaves the same remainder 1. So least number, whenever you have same remainder, so what you do is LCM of these numbers plus the remainder. So what is the LCM of 6, 7, 8, 9 and 12? Right. So we will have to take 7 separately. 8 and 9, 72. 72 is divisible by all. इससे भी divide हो रहा है, इससे भी हो रहा है, इससे भी हो रहा है, इससे भी हो रहा है. And 7 is again a prime number. Plus 1. So this is 504 plus 1. You will get 505 as the answer. Okay, so this is a standard LCM application, that least number. So you take the LCM plus the remainder. So, in case you are in the last leg of preparation and you are done with mocks of other institutes, you wish to try our mocks, you can check them out. There are three free mocks available. You can check those tests first and then you can purchase our mocks if you wish to. And here are a few questions for you to answer in the comments of this video. So solve these three questions and let me know the answer in the comments, and let me know that what other revision sessions you want. So this video we covered different topics of quant. Okay, covering arithmetic, some number series, right, quantity comparison. The main thing is the techniques. That is what makes the difference, because concept wise I guess there are a lot of channels available, right? A lot of teachers you will find who can teach you the concepts. That is fine, but in a competitive examination it is about the techniques. How do you take variables, right? Like we saw in several questions, that taking the right set of variables, uh, that will reduce the time in calculations. That is what matters, because calculation is important in this examination. Speed is really a big factor. So improve on your speed, and those who joined late, watch the entire session. That will definitely benefit you, and it will change the way you solve questions, and you would be able to up your score in the mock. Some students say कि मुझे सारे टॉपिक आते हैं but mocks में score नहीं आता. The reason is the techniques that you are using are not up to the mark, and attending these sessions will help you in that as well. So thanks all for watching this session. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.